Before we go upstairs to questions, I will mention that Kyle had a perfect driver rating today. It's the 8th time he's had a perfect driver rating in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. So congratulations on that. Questions upstairs?
Yes, Reed Spencer with Sporting News. As a follow-up to Robin's question, you're now the points leader in the Nationwide Series by 20, and just wondered if you if that might make you reevaluate defending your championship this year.
That's his question. That's Coach's question.
I had no more got in the winner's circle. About 3 of the crew guys are going, "Hey, can we run for a championship?" They're jerking on me.
Yeah.
And I think we've laid out a plan there. We'll talk it over with Kyle. But
I want to. It's up to these guys, though. So, I mean, I'd like to, but we know how difficult it is to run both, and what it takes away from the premium spot, which is the Sprint Cup Series title. And I don't want to take anything from those guys, but. The summer months get tough. I mean, when you have the companion races, I don't feel like it does anything. But when you go from Sonoma to whatever the new road course is in Wisconsin, you're going to have to skip all of Saturday in Sonoma to be there for that event in the Nationwide Series in Wisconsin. So you really hinder your chances to get a good race car set up for the race that's going to be on Sunday out in Sonoma. So. That's the biggest thing that I look at, but I mean all the other ones aren't too bad, so maybe we skip one and can still win the deal. I don't know.
Bob.
Bob Parker, SingDaily.com. Kyle, today we saw Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson teammates rough it up, and we saw in this race Boyer and Harvick and Stenhouse and Braun both get together. And when you're racing Logano for the lead, do you have to race him any differently, or do you have to do any? You're more cognizant of what he's doing because he's your teammate.
Yes and no. I mean, you don't want to wreck the guy because he is your teammate. And Joey and I, we've really worked well together. All 3 of us do, along with Denny. Denny wasn't in this race, but Joey ran me hard. I mean, he ran me really hard on the outside there when I was trying to pass him. You know, he could have just rolled over and let me go and then tried to fight back, but he was trying to fight right there, and I got loose a couple times underneath him and was a little worrisome that I wasn't going to be able to hold on to it, but held on to it and then fought back on him down the front straightaway and stayed kind of tight to him so he wouldn't get too far ahead of me. And then when we got down into 1 and 2, we both drove it off in there until we couldn't see anymore. And, fortunately both cars stuck, and I held my line on the bottom and was able to get by him and just barely clear him up off of 2. And, we raced each other hard. We raced each other clean. I'm sure it's tough on Monday mornings when you got to go back to the shop and talk it amongst yourselves and the rest of your team and everybody. So we'll try to keep it clean.
And I want to ask Joe, I mean, as an owner, how do you deal with that situation? I want to say
that's the worst. I can answer this. Because as soon as I see him up there, and if you got real good cars, it doesn't matter what the series is, and you see your teammates there, I just say a quick prayer. Hey, don't let something happen here, because it can happen very easily. We've had Bob Labonte, Tony Stewart at Homestead hit, running 1 and 2, and I know both guys are extremely competitive. All of our guys are. I walked up to Joey. He had the Reds after that race. I mean, you got very competitive guys. It can happen. But I think that, for me, probably worries me the most, when you see your 2 cars are real good up there, knowing that both guys are extremely competitive. You don't want to have something happen.
As an owner, how do you deal with that? Do you have to get them do you have to get them together within a day or 2 and talk it out, or do you just let them handle it among themselves?
On a team, I would say that at some point you're always going to have some things like that going on. And so I think basically what you do is, I think our guys all respect each other. They get along great. And, if we have to talk something over, we'd talk something over. But, you hope that it doesn't happen. But, I think already this year we hit on pit road once. And, when you're up there going after it hard, both guys want it extremely hard. I think it definitely can happen. I worry about it, but I think that's something you got to work through. And in this sport, it's real important to have good teammates.
Yeah, Ted Emmerich, 105.3 The Fan here in Dallas. Kyle, you seem to have this place figured out when it comes to the Nationwide Series. What is it that you're doing very well on this track?
I wish I knew. I don't do the same thing twice, so that's how inconsistent I am. You know, it's tough to try to figure something out, but once you do get it figured out here, you know, you kind of have to stick to it. For me, you know, it's just something clicked in 2007 here. When I was running the Cup Series with the Kellogg car in the fall, I kind of found something. I was like, wow, okay, well, I'm going somewhere here, you know, and I've used it ever since. I came back here in 2008, both races, Nationwide and Cup, and ran well. And then last year, still won both Nationwide races again this year. But you know, it's I can't let the secret out of the bag for sure. You know, and Joey learned a little bit about it. I told him a little bit of what all I know, and so when he pieces the other 20% to that, he's going to be hard to beat too.
Anything further? John, you got anything?
Right behind you.
Kyle, you almost pulled off the unprecedented sweep last October. To fast forward, is your plan to run all 3 races in the fall? And have you given thought to what that could mean? You've done so much here, that would be like over the top.
Well, I'd like to. There's a few more chances where I run 3 before then that I'd like to do it, but you know, Texas is a really good place for me, and yeah, I'll be running all 3 when I come back here. So, you know, hopefully Brian Eichler will do a nice job for us here in the next month or so when the trucks come here to get a good setup for us, and then when I come back in the fall, I'm sure, you know, we'll be right there fighting for it with Harvick and Hornaday with the truck race, and then again the Nationwide race. I'm sure won't be as a snoozer either with Logano and myself. I'm sure he'll be tough to beat once again, and of course the Cup race is, and always it's an unknown. You know, we come so close here last year with the fuel mileage deal, unfortunately not working out for us and missing by about 2 laps the checker flag to make it the sweep. But I do look forward to coming back here and trying to get it if I haven't done it yet. Do it again.
Okay, I think that will do it. Gentlemen, thank
right.
you and congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank y'all.